This lady is wonderful. She's a teacher. We're in Zimbabwe here, and you know, it's this thing that she was saying the same thing to me that you and I would say. You know, when I said, "Well, how are you dealing with it?" She said, "I'm trying to eat well. I'm trying to look after myself, keep fit and healthy." If you close your eyes, you can hear any one of our relatives saying exactly the same thing.
Absolutely. Yes.
And she had contracted the HIV virus in Harare, and she had gone back to her village to try and keep well.
I mean, here people will often talk about the fact that they are living with HIV to stress that they're not dying of it, because they want to put that positive spin on it. Is that the case? Because that picture seems to say that it's quite a positive.
Well, she's a very
image,
beautiful girl, isn't she?
Yeah.
And they are positive and amazing. That's the real privilege of doing a project like this, is how positive they are in seemingly overwhelmingly difficult times. I mean, the World Bank say that there are 22.5 million people living with AIDS. 60% of them are women who have the AIDS virus, and women, like in most tragedies, whether in war or famine, AIDS, they bear the brunt of this.
Yes.
Here in Zambia, in a place called Chilanga, and this is this is an amazing lady who did run a hospice, and we're in the women's ward here. This is Janet, who was very ill and thought she was going to die, and she was being baptized. And her friends are dancing and celebrating her life. And in fact, Janet is still actually working at the hospice now. She's working there, and she's also looking after. She's adopted children of women who have succumbed to the disease. She's got 6. She's got 4 kids that she's adopted and looked after and taken in, and she's got 3 of her own. So at every stage of what we're seeing here, there are human stories that, of bravery and compassion and humanity.
And that's a very dynamic image, isn't it? And it exudes hope, really.
It does, and she, because of the treatment and the love she got from the nuns and the strength from her, this lady's staff. She survived, and not only survived, but is trying to give something back.
It's amazing.
This is in South Africa. Home-based care is a big part of AIDS, whether it's here or in Africa. And these ladies, this man is very ill, and the nurse is giving him treatment. Here we have a doctor in the Glendale area of Zimbabwe, Justin, and again he was going around the villages on his bicycle, giving out aid and advice.
And the doctors presumably just incredibly stretched in coping with it all.
These places are, and it's also who you can help and who you can't. Obviously, there's this amazing judgment of, and of course, there are very few drugs, and especially in Zimbabwe, there's no food, there's no drugs, there's no fuel, there's nothing, and that's why these guys are incredibly important, because the human touch is all there is, and so it's amazing to see what they can give. So this is Joan, who's a Maasai campaigner, an AIDS campaigner, and Joan spends her time educating girls at a secondary school about the dangers of AIDS. And I like the picture because if you created the same situation in any of our schools, you'd undoubtedly get lots of laughter and embarrassment and whatever.
Absolutely.
But this kind of campaigner who is out there working is the only way that we're going to kind of defeat this terrible pandemic, and she's just beautiful as well.
Absolutely, because the message is the same throughout the world, isn't it?
Absolutely.
About protecting yourself.
Yeah,
it's excellent. And that's a really positive and hopeful image really to be left with. So Tom, thanks very much. I think it's a very powerful exhibition and hopefully will make people think and recognise that this isn't an issue, it's actually about human beings, and it isn't something that's thousands of miles away, it's something that impacts upon all of us. So thanks for bringing it to Leicester.
Yeah. Absolutely, it's just such a pleasure to have it here at the cathedral, and I hope people learn something from it.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Thank you.
Tom, thank you.
Thanks a lot.